Hello party people and welcome to my channel Quartz and Curls. Today I'm actually going to be talking about something a little bit different from my other content. I'm going to be discussing tips for buying your first car. I actually bought my first car about a year and a half ago. I did the process pretty much by myself. I did get some tips from friends and family, but I test drove cars by myself, I purchased the car by myself, and I paid for it by myself. So I'm going to be talking about things that I wish I knew at the time and things I wish I did differently to help you hopefully save a little bit of money and have a better experience. So if you're interested in that, then keep watching this video and let's get into it. So first thing first, test drive, test drive, test drive, right? So definitely do research. Think about the top few cars that you're interested in buying. Look for those cars, right? Go to that dealership, test drive the one you're looking at, but drive other cars. Take advantage of that time. Once you get into one car, they're going to want to sell it to you, right? If you say, oh, I'm looking at your, black 2014 Jetta, that's what I have, then they're going to put you in that car. And as soon as you get out, they're going to be like, all right, you want to go look at the paperwork? Say no. Test drive as much as you want to. They're definitely going to put the pressure on you to just buy that car, but you are the customer, right? You have the right to test drive cars and you don't have to purchase. And when you go in, feel free to say, hey, I want to look at this car, but I also want to test drive a couple others, and I'm not looking to purchase anything today, right? And even if you say that, they're still going to try and get you to purchase a car. So keep that in mind. You definitely need to go into it with a very strong mindset. If you're someone who struggles to be very direct and assertive, maybe bring someone with you that can be that assertive person. I know for me, that's something I'm okay doing. Also, when you're test driving, don't be afraid to go outside of the box. I know for me, I personally wanted a small car. I didn't like SUVs. However, I did end up driving, and like I said, I have a black Volkswagen Jetta, so very small, pretty small, compact car. But I did end up driving this huge, GMC that had, did it have 2 rows in the back? It was huge, and I actually really, really liked the way it drove, and I actually really liked the car. And the only reason I didn't buy it is because it was a little bit out of my budget. I set a very strict budget for myself, and I was determined to stick to that budget. But if I didn't test drive this GMC, I would have never known, hey, I like that type of car. But now moving forward, if I do decide to get a bigger car, with a larger budget, I definitely would possibly go for this huge GMC. So keep that in mind. The car that you think you want might not be best for you. So that is my first tip. Test drive, be stubborn, and do not buy the first day. Test drive tons of cars. And even if you test drive a car that you were looking at, that you wanted, and you love the way it drives, still don't get it. Leave, think about it, test drive it again, and then make that purchase the second or third time you do it. To move on to the next tip, get a dealership that has a return period. And what I mean by that is some dealerships will say you have 3 days to return for no reason, or you have a week to return for no reason. Get a car from there. And the reason I say this is because issues are probably going to arise in those couple of days, right? On top of that, because they know you can just return it and they want to make a deal, they are going to kiss your, yes, that's what they're going to do. Because at other places where they don't have that, they know as soon as you sign that paper, there's literally, for the most part, there's nothing you can do. You're stuck with that car. But if they have a return policy, they know if they sell you a car with something faulty on it, that's going to go bad in a couple days, or if the AC isn't working, etc., you're going to just be able to bring it back. So I think that they're going to be, I don't want to say they're going to be a little bit more honest, but I feel like you can trust it a little bit more, at least in that it's not going to break down as soon as you drive it off the lot. A little story that happened to me. I bought my car. I was super excited. I drove it to my parents' place to show them, right? And when I go to leave my parents' place and I go to turn my car on, it doesn't turn on. And the anti-theft system went off, which means the car pretty much locks up and all the lights are up on the dash. And I was like, what is going on? I showed my dad. I didn't have an official Volkswagen key. They sold me the car with a bootleg off-brand key. And I guess what happens is over time, those break more easily and they don't sync up to the car correctly. Essentially, that key costs $300. It costs $300 to get a new key. So if I didn't have this I think I had a 3 or 5 day warranty. I can't remember, like limited time, like window to return it. If I didn't have that, I would have literally been out $300 within the first day. And that was just such a small, silly mistake. Next thing that happened to me, I actually had a bad tire. I was driving that week. So literally as soon as I got the car back, I drove it and the air like signal went on saying that my tire was flat. So I went to get it patched. And when I went to get it patched, I was actually at a Pep Boys. I think I was at a Pep Boys. And they looked at it and they were like, you can't get this patch. It's actually completely like rotted on the inside and it's already been patched 3 times. And I happened to just mention, not thinking anything about it. I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally just bought this car this week and this is the second issue. And the guy told me, he said, take this back to the dealership and or contact the dealership and tell them to pay you for it. And I did. They actually compensated me. And like I said, it's because I was still in that window of the return period. So they knew that I could just bring the car back and go somewhere else. So that is why I emphasize the second tip. I think it is very, very crucial to go somewhere where you have some time to just return it, because like I said, they're going to kiss your a lot more than someplace where they don't have that policy, because they're just like, well, you walked off the lot, it's yours. Next thing, I would recommend, it's inspecting the car yourself for the things that you know how to inspect. For example, turn on the AC, turn on the heat, check the outlets, right? Do all of those little things. Check the tread on the tires. Ask them when it got its last oil change or inspection before you buy it, and then have them fix those things, right? Because I know for me, I didn't check the outlets, and I didn't buy a car charger until like the 3rd week of having my car. So I was outside of that return period and my outlets didn't work. Yes, the outlets in my car didn't work. And if I would have caught that sooner, I'm sure they would have repaired it or paid for me to get the repair. Next thing. So this is pretty simple, but not everyone knows or thinks to do this. Make sure you see the Carfax. And Carfax is, if you don't know what that is, it's basically the car's history, and there's a website that does it called Carfax. And if you wanted to look it up and buy it yourself, I think it costs around $50. But the dealership should, and if they don't, you should ask for a Carfax. Say to them, I do not want to purchase this car until I can see a copy of the Carfax. Do you have an updated copy? And ask them for that. And the reason you want to do that is because the value of your car depends on things like if it's gotten into accidents, if it's been totaled. The situation actually happened with my partner, and she thought the car was worth X amount because that's what the dealership told her. However, she recently got a Carfax and found out that it had 3 accidents on it, so her car is actually worth half the value they sold it to her for, which is really, really frustrating to know, because now when she goes to sell that car in the future, it's going to be worth way less than she thought. So that just cost her thousands of dollars by simply not seeing the Carfax. I know for me, that's something like my parents happened to mention to me, so that's just something I like assumed everyone knew to do. And it turns out that's not necessarily the case. And some people, I've talked to friends that don't even know what a Carfax was. I've just always like heard of it like through my family. So I was sort of like, yeah, duh, like see the Carfax. But definitely make sure you do that. Ask them for the car's history, an updated one, and make sure it doesn't have any accidents, any totals, anything like that. Make sure it has been getting frequent like oil changes and all of that important stuff. So next thing, don't be afraid to ask for things for the car, like gas. That might sound super silly, but like gas, air in the tires, do they clean it for you? Do they clean the inside? Like, these sound like super silly things, but I know when I got in my car, there was like not half a tank, there was a quarter tank of gas, and I was like, yeah, my drive to my parents is gonna be like half of this. And I was like, can you put gas in this before I take it home? And I said it, I feel like I definitely played into the stereotypical like airhead female like buying a car role, and I sort of acted very innocent, but then I kept making these demands, and you could tell they were getting annoyed with me because I think they thought I was just gonna be a pushover, but I was, yeah. But anyways, I was like, yeah, like there's no gas in here, I feel like I should have at least half a tank, and they filled it up for me. And this was literally like, I got in the car, I was about to go home, and I was like, there's no gas in here, like I need gas to get places. Like I'm not buying gas the first day I bought my car. So don't be afraid to ask for things. Ask them to wash it. I don't even think they were gonna wash it until I mentioned it because they didn't bring it up, and I was like, yeah, the car started dirty. Are you gonna wash the outside? And then they're like, yeah, of course we're gonna have the detailer wash the car, and they vacuum the inside. So it might sound super silly, but those little things save you money and save you time. So don't be afraid to ask. Like I said, you're the customer. You're paying thousands of dollars, right, to get this car. All of those little things count. So make sure you do that. Next tip, make sure you do your research and find an insurance company on your own. When I went, so I did already have an insurance company in mind. However, when the day I bought the car, the insurance company happened to be closed. And in order to take the car home, you need to have it on, like it needs to have insurance. So I just went with their recommendation for that day because I knew the next day I could just turn around, cancel it. Only, I lost a little bit of money, but not a lot. And then sign up with the insurance company that had the price and rate that I wanted. So that being said, they said, oh, well, that's fine. We got you. Like we have a deal with Geico and you're going to get a really good rate. And mind you, I was a new driver, but the cost of the plan they were trying to get me, it was $500 a month. $500 a month. A month. What the heck? What was in this plan? Was were they gonna wash my car in like liquid gold? I don't know. Like were they gonna come wash it for me and like maintain, like drive? Was I gonna get a chauffeur for the month? I don't know. But it was $500 a month, and they literally the person like. They didn't, not the person who sold me the car, but there was someone else, I guess does the finances and was like signing papers with me. I don't know. But they're like, yeah, we're going to get you a great deal and blah, blah, blah. And it's going to be like a great deal, like the best deal in town. Like they were just saying all this stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, like maybe this is going to be cheaper than the original insurance company I was going with. And it was literally $500. So anyways, I have Erie Insurance. And when I signed up for them, I started at $225, and that's because I got it on my own and I was a very new driver. I actually bought my car 3 months after getting my driver's license. So yeah, but anyways, so make sure you don't go with their recommendation, because if you don't know much about insurance and like you're going through the process by yourself and you are a new driver, you wouldn't know better. You might be like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta pay $500, which to me is absolutely, it's thievery. Like that is a scam. So I have 2 more tips before I end this video. So the next tip is check the warranties, and do the warranties make sense? Okay, so usually what they do, and I'm basing this off of my experiences and experiences of other people I talk to, they're gonna try and give you 2 warranties, but they're gonna make it seem like one. Okay, because when they did this to me, the way they messaged it to me, I thought I was getting 1 warranty, but like 2 different versions. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I thought. I thought one wasn't even really like a warranty. It was sort of just like a guarantee from them, and then the second one was like a warranty. But anyway, so the first warranty I got had a $100 deductible, and it was free of charge. This one came with the car. This warranty actually came with the car. It was free of charge. I had a $100 deductible, and this warranty covered all of the main essentials. So like the transmission, the engine, like the major things, the things that like if it broke would cost like $1,000 or more dollars. So, which is good, right? And this warranty was a 2-year warranty, which is great. So in 2 years, you don't got to worry about your transmission or engine, which are usually, they're very like big repairs. That being said, when it comes to like little bitty boops in the engines that wear and tear, like, what are they called? Coils and stuff like that. It doesn't cover that, but it covers like the main parts like of the engine. But anyways, so you'll have something like that comes with the car, and it might be like a year, 2 years, it depends. And then they're going to try and sell you a warranty. But here's the thing. They don't say to you, hey, would you like to purchase this warranty and add it on top of this other warranty that's free that we're giving you? They're not going to say that. They're going to say, okay, so here we go. We were actually able to get you a really good warranty in with your car deal, and your monthly plan is within your budget, da 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 da. So you see the way I said that? That makes it sound like they just were able to add on this bonus deal. And that's what I thought was happening. And I didn't realize until months later when I was like, let me look back at my paperwork and make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, so like I said, the way they said it to me was like, oh yeah, we were able to get you this great warranty and everything's in budget and blah, 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 blah. Bunch of crap. So when I checked this warranty a couple months later, and they were like, oh yeah, it was a 4-year warranty, which when I heard 4 years, I was like, this is great. I have a 2-year and I have a 4-year on top of that. This is amazing. Like, what a great deal. I was so happy. And so first of all, check the mileage. So they will have a year amount and then they will have a mile amount, which is really, really crucial. So for my 2-year warranty, the mileage was 100,000. And when I bought my car, I only had 52,000 miles. The second warranty was 75,000 miles and 4 years. Yeah, you're hearing where that doesn't add up, where it's not a great deal. Because I've had my car for, like I said, a year and a half, and I'm already going to be at 70,000 miles. So I pretty much am going to have less than a year on this warranty left, which means my warranty's barely going to have hit not even 3 years. It's probably going to be closer to 2.5 years with this warranty, which isn't that great of a deal because the warranty cost me, drum roll, $2,000, and it's trash. Okay, so I have this $2,000 warranty that I didn't realize I was paying for. I didn't realize that they added an extra $2,000 on because they were like, oh, with like fees and blah blah blah, your total comes out to this much. So the way they talk to you is very, very fast talking, and they make it seem like they're saying something else. So when they were talking to me, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna add this on, and after the fees and everything, it's gonna come out to 10,000 now, even though my car was only 8,000 prior. So I didn't realize this. I just thought this was the fees. I just thought this was how it worked. But anyway, so the second warranty, the mileage didn't really match up with the years. So really they were giving me about a 2 to 3 year warranty, not a 4. And on top of that, the deductible is $250. So it does cover a lot of things, but all of the repairs I've had to get so far have been very minor. They've been $180 or maybe $200 or maybe just $250. Right? And my deductible is how much? It's $250. So I actually haven't even used this warranty. So I paid $2,000 for a warranty that I'm probably never going to use. So it's just $2,000 in the trash. So going off of that, if you have the means to, I would personally recommend just putting aside $1,000 or $2,000 rather than paying for the warranty. Or if you're able to set maybe chunks aside, like maybe you can just put $2,000 straight into a savings account, but maybe you can put $50 or $100 away a month. I would actually recommend doing that and building up a bank account separate that is specifically for car repairs, because that's actually what I plan on doing in the future. Because like I said, you're probably just going to have very small repairs, like 100 here, 250 here. And they're going to be spaced out. Like my first repair minus the ones that the dealership covered cost me $160, and that happened about 5 months later. So now if I would have been putting $50 away even, I would have actually had, let's do math, 50 times 5. I would have had $250 in a bank account, and then I would have had a 160 repair. So I still would have had extra money in this bank account for car repairs if I would have went that route instead. So final tip, and then I'm done and I have no more tips to share, at least that I can think of, is pay it off fast. So my APR for my car, which is the annual interest rate, I don't know what it stands for, but anyways, my interest rate for my car is about 11%, right? So to use round numbers, after the fees and adding the warranty, my car cost me $10,000. My car is a $10,000 car with the warranty. Since my interest rate is 11%, right, that means every year they add $1,100 on top of what I owe. That's a lot. And the warranty they gave me with my payment plan was 7 years. So I have, not warranty, my loan. So I had a 7-year loan, and every year they're adding $1,100. So let's do the math. So if I waited 7 years to pay for my car, I would have been paying almost $8,000 on top of the $10,000. So I have barely even a $10,000 car, because it really is more worth $8,000 I just paid for the warranty. So I have an $8,000 car, right? and I'm paying $18,000 from it. Yes, 8,000. Oh wait, wrong math. 8,000 to $16,000. That is actually insane. That is literally double the cost of the car. So try and pay it off as fast as you can. Even if you really want a car, it would save you so much more money to just save your money and try and pay it off, because every year that you wait is another thousand some dollars, considering that's your interest rate. I know some people that have like 25%, so that's like their car is literally not even twice the amount. It's 3 times the amount that it should be. So those are all the tips I have. I hope they were super helpful. I know this video was a little bit long. I just had a lot to share based on my experiences and other experiences. And I think that this stuff can be really helpful for anyone who is looking to purchase a car, whether it's your first or second time, or maybe even your third time. Maybe every time you feel like you've gotten ripped off and you're just wondering about a way to go about it a little bit better. So I hope this is helpful. If anyone has any questions, drop them below. I do have a black Volkswagen Jetta that's a 2014. So if you do have any specific questions about Jettas or anything like that, just let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.